Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Heavenly Cynt. As you guys know, I have a youth program to whereas I provide a platform for youth, hang out with the youth, and do all exciting things with the youth. You guys can find us at Heavenly Cynt Inc. on Facebook. Again, that's Heavenly Cynt Inc. on Facebook. And from there, you'll be able to access our website to where you can see all the fun things that we do with the kids. So if you're interested in having your kid a part of the things that we do, go onto Facebook. Again, it's Heavenly Cynt Youth. And click on the website. Click the contact page and put your information. I'm laughing at him. So without further ado, I have Mr. Walker. And I've been watching Mr. Walker's page for quite some time. I mean, he does some amazing things. He's a father. He's a soon-to-be husband. And he's just, an overall extraordinary guy. I think what got my attention back then was when he, I think a young lady had cancer. And she wanted this not even extravagant, let me take that word back. She wanted a really nice prom. And so Mr. Walker stepped in, paid for everything, got her limo service, and the young lady was just in tears. And so that was so heartwarming for me because, as you guys know, I love the youth. And anybody that's doing anything exciting with the youth, that's putting a smile on their face, providing a platform for them is definitely somebody I want to bring on. Also, I think Mr. Walker was a part of the event where the homeless, I think that time when it was cold, it was like the polar vortex or whatever, and him and some other individuals put money together, raised the fundraiser, and was able to get these people shelter. So, he, like I said, he's doing amazing things. Sometimes I think to myself, I'm not doing enough, but people ask me, how do you do so much? And so for me to meet a man that runs around and is full of energy and what all the different things he got on is just, it was imperative that I go find him. So without further ado, I'm going to let Mr. Walker introduce himself and let you guys know some of the things that he's a part of, his businesses, so on and so forth. So without further ado, Mr. Walker, go right ahead.
Well, you pretty much covered it all.
I did.
Hi, my name is Early Walker. As she stated, I'm a local philanthropist, business owner. I own multiple different businesses, such as Cynthia stated. First, I want to say thank you for allowing me on the show. And I guess some of the businesses that, services that I offer, of course, she was talking about the towing. That's one of my most known companies. We do a lot of philanthropy work throughout the community. We give back to different charitable organizations on a daily basis. Well, I guess we'll talk about the new business. So I have a funeral service that we have just started, me and my fiance, and I'm so excited about it. We have been able to help families significantly. I just messed that word all up, but hey, you know what? Doesn't matter. I didn't say I got an A in English, but but anyway, yeah. So we've been able to help families that are less fortunate. Of course, we know death is uncertain, and so we have been able to help families save, pretty much half of what the normal funeral expenses are, costing these days. So I'm very excited about that. We offer several other businesses. I mean, I have a vending company, property management company, construction business. Like I said, we're pretty much all over the place. Consulting firm. We have a business consulting firm where I help young people as well as old people that are interested in starting their own business. I help them get their business started, whether it be corporation or business mentorship or helping them with branding. So we kind of all over the place as far as, some of the things that we do.
So as far as your trucking company that you mentioned, what's the name of your trucking company?
It is W&W Towing, and we are located in the south suburbs, although we do service the south suburban and Chicagoland area as well.
How long have you guys been in business?
We have, I started this corporation in 2013. When I first started, I was a little, illegit, don't tell the IRS. But we have been in business legally since 2013.
Okay. How many fleet of tow trucks do you guys have?
Currently, we have 18 in our fleet.
18.
That's service vehicles as well as tow trucks.
So if you got 18 fleet trucks, that means you got a lot of employees.
We do. We have 13
Bless your heart.
employees as of now that we are employing.
I also saw, I think you took part in, was that Flint, Michigan, where they were in need of water? Didn't you take water down there?
Yes, we have done things not just in Illinois, but we have went state to state and helped out with several different organizations and issues, such as Flint, Michigan. We went to Texas when they had that hurricane. We actually we just got contacted by the Bahamas consulate.
Oh, wow.
And we're going to be helping them as well.
That's awesome. I also was watching I think it was a press conference or even some type of event that our new mayor, Lori Lightfoot, had, and I seen in her hand and in a couple other people's hand, I seen your logo, your water logo, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I think I know that guy. He's my friend on Facebook.
Yeah, we have been fortunate to have been placed in rooms with some very key people. The new mayor is doing a phenomenal job, in Chicago.
She is.
And, we definitely support her 100%. So, yeah, we've sponsored a couple of prayer breakfasts that she has had throughout Chicagoland.
Another thing you did that got my attention was the pledge. You have a child, and how old is he?
Princeton. To my Princeton? Okay, you called me off guard. I was like, what pledge? Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. I promise.
And so,
yes.
Yeah, he had an I promise pledge to whereas he was trying to gather other people to be able to be a blessing to kids in need. And I seen that and I was like, oh, this is so cool. Because as we all know, we all are unfortunate and things happen. And so for someone to step up and try to be a blessing to others is amazing. And, just like so many people, we all know people that got businesses or whatever it is they may have and just don't care about the least of these. So the fact that you're in the business of giving back says a lot about your character. And so when I seen that, I was like, oh, that's dope. Also, another thing I noticed, being a single parent, I noticed even before we connected, I would often see you would do stuff or dinner for single parent, just all over. I mean, every time I'm on this page, it's so inspiring because I'm like, we need more people like you that care and that want to be a blessing. God has been a blessing to you. So, of course, I always say to be a blessing, you got to be a blessing. What's the sense of having everything and you not, being a help to nobody? And also, he has a bar and grill, correct? Mm-hmm. What's the name of it?
It is called the Rocking Horse Bar and Grill, which is located in Oak Forest, as well as actually I have a cigar lounge as well called Cigar Rose, and that is on 164th and Halsted in Harvey.
And so, yeah, I noticed that you were doing a lot of a lot of giving back to, and even with the violence that's going on, I noticed that I often see you offering services and just it's just a numerous amount of things, and so I'm like, wow, so I commend you and I thank God that you're able to do things that you're doing. Another thing I seen during Christmas time, you had blessed a couple families with, I think you took them to Kmart? Walmart. I'm sorry, Walmart.
Kmart been closed for a while, man.
Bless your ministry. Don't tell nobody.
You just told your age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kmart
not even open no more, man.
Stop showing out.
Okay,
thank you.
Stay
Move
focused.
right along, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You're gonna put me on the spot. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted by Mr. Walker, and so he took families to Walmart and allowed them to shop on him. And, I was trying to figure out why I didn't, get that memo. Because my 11-year-old, he eating me out of house and home. And sometimes I don't know if I'm going to come in with the stuff he be asking for. So bless your heart for that. Also, let me see. There's so much, y'all. I had to write this stuff down. Y'all know I generally even have a cue card. But for this guy, I'm like, I have to write some of this down. Because ain't no way that I'm going to remember.
You could read that.
Really? Don't worry about it. And so let me ask you this. And so with the 17-year-old girl that had cancer, how did you go about connecting with her?
So what I tried to do, find various different people that are in need. So and as far as what you're talking about, every year we do a prom giveaway.
Okay.
And we try to give a prom to a child that is in high school, of course, that's graduating, that just doesn't have the actual finances, So we select a child that's in need, that meets our criteria as far as being in it, because, you got some families that just sign their kid up, and then we look on their Facebook page, and they got, they just got to buying them a Bentley for Christmas or something. So, so we wanted to be a child that's actually in need, that actually needs the services. The particular young lady that you're speaking of, actually, she reached out not even knowing about the contest. Her mom actually reached out looking for transportation service, because at that time we actually had a delivery service as well.
Wow.
And so she called, and just upon me talking to her, she was explaining to me, that her daughter had it rough, and that she was trying to figure out how she was going to make ends meet, but she really wanted her daughter to go to prom, because her daughter was diagnosed with cancer, stage 4 cancer, at the beginning of her high school career. And so, just upon talking to her, she was explaining to me how she was a straight A student and had been doing good grades, and just she was had been real down, because of course, any child that gets diagnosed with a disease of such at the beginning of it's like that's excitement, supposed to be an exciting year, and it turned into a horrible year. So she wanted to do something for us. So she was like, hey, one of my friends told me you have a delivery service. So upon her telling me the story, I said, you know what, I have better news for you. So I actually explained to her about the contest I had going. She thought I was joking. She was like, yeah, right. She was like, and I was like, no. I was like, you know what? I said, actually, you're the winner. And so
like that.
Those are the stories that we look for. As I always state, I feel like it's every business owner's responsibility to give back to the community that it serves. And if I'm blessed to be able to serve a community, I want to be able to give back to that community as well. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why I've continued to be blessed.
Absolutely. And so also, I noticed that you have a clothing line, 3 to be exact, correct? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So that's something new that I'm working on. I wanted to allow my kids to become entrepreneurs at an early age. Oftentimes we, just give our kids stuff, give. And I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to, all the corporations write my kids' names, and they all are their own bosses. And so the whole goal of it is, of course, with my help, is for them to, wear their own clothing line, sell their own clothing line, and as a result, teach them the basics of business, 101 before they're, of age. So my youngest is 11, so I want her to be able to understand business, at an early age, so that when she gets older, she'll understand the basics.
So I must say this, being a female, your fiance has to be a heck of an individual to be able to handle all the different things that you got going. So, I commend her. And then with that being said, I noticed on Facebook that you balance everything well. I see you guys went on, I seen a trip that you guys went on, and then with the new baby, and that's what it's about. You have to have that balance, and a lot of people don't. For the most part, something will go lacking, and I'm happy to see that you're able to maintain that line of being able to fit everything in a timely manner. So kudos to your fiance for putting up with you, because that's because that's a lot. And I'm sure with all that being said, I know, right? She's on the other side of the window, y'all. And so that's a lot to maintain. Just being a woman. Of course, we're emotional creatures by nature, and then with all the things that God has blessed you with, and then with your with your huge heart for want to be a blessing to people. I know sometimes, she don't get the attention she needs, because that's a lot. What you said, I done wrote down at least 10 different things that you do, and on top of that, you got this and you got this, and you being a blessing, you over here. So, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Also, I don't know if you mentioned your snow plowing business, especially with December or Halloween. Well, not I'm saying Halloween. With the cold coming up. Tell us a little bit about that.
So the snowplow business was started to give guys a second chance. So actually, I've been able to hire like ex-cons, people that generally wouldn't be able to get a regular job, so ex-offenders and things like that. So I merely started that business exactly for that. That and actually a landscaping business as well. So I don't know anything about either of those businesses. I just pretty much wanted to be able to hire, because I run into a lot of individuals that try to work for like my towing company, and unfortunately because of some of the corporate accounts and commercial accounts that we have, I'm not allowed to hire those individuals. But I wanted to be able to have a business where I wouldn't be able to leave them out. So I'm happy that we were able to find a business where they're able to work, and we don't have to worry about backgrounds.
And so if one wanted to wanted to get information, is there a phone number or a website that you can, or even your Facebook or whatever
So my main office is 708-969-2159, 708-969-2159. That's my actual corporate headquarters. My website for my towing company is www.wwtowing.com. Again, www.wwtowing.com. And as far as like the other businesses, if you call the main number, they can direct you to whatever it is you guys are interested in.
So where's your office?
My office is in Blue Island. It's 14101 Levitt in Blue Island, Illinois. That's where my corporate headquarters is at. Also my towing company as well.
So guys, if you want to get any of the 19 million services that he mentioned, that one number will connect you to all the things that he's got going on. And I'm just sitting here with my mouth open because you got a lot going on. You really do. Wow. You say 3 kids?
4.
Yeah, think
4
about
kids. I had 3 girls and 1 boy.
That mean you getting old.
Man, I'm telling you, man. Look, I just know when their birthdays is. Actually, I don't even know that. I just when they call, hey, I need this. All right. So
That mean you getting old.
Yeah.
Getting this okay.
Yeah.
That's why I wrote this down, because I know I don't want to remember to go back with the Walmart, Kmart. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Kmart, Sears, whatever.
So So what's this with the homeless shelter? Is that something? Was that like? Did you do something with the homeless shelter? Did you give them food, or I seen something where you did something for Thanksgiving?
Well, every year we do a turkey drive.
Okay.
We try to give away between 500 to 1,000 turkeys. I actually partner with Sweet Holy Spirit in Chicago, Bishop Trotter.
Oh, okay.
And that's
Bishop
something
Trotter.
that we do every year as well. And then, like you were speaking of, the Christmas giveaway, we pick a family every year that, kid, I should say, that has lost their parents to gun violence. So with all of like the gun violence and the different tragedies that are going on, we try to bring some type of positivity. I mean, it's hard enough to lose a parent, but then to lose a parent and not have a parent on your first Christmas is, even more tough. So we try to assert ourselves and look for a kid or kids, depending on the situation, that have lost their parents due to gun violence, and we, usually sponsor their Christmas. We look for a less fortunate family that wouldn't have had the ends meet, and we usually try to make their Christmas happen.
What's the name of the funeral home service?
Funeral home is McFarland and Walker Funeral Services. Our main location is actually my corporate headquarters as well. It's one of the suites in my building. But we actually have a location in Chicago that we're operating out of, as well as a location in the suburbs. So we're able to service, wherever you guys need. So we have, trained, licensed funeral directors on staff.
And I like the fact that, in this day and age with all the murders and the senseless violence that's going on, of course, people see that as a tool to go in and take advantage of an individual at such an emotional time. And with you, it's always half off this, half off that. I want to be a blessing. Let me come in. I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, is this dude human? Are you really human?
Well, the funeral industry is actually my fiance's passion. She's been in the industry for 8 years. So upon meeting her talking to me and explaining to me her vision and her passion, of course, I couldn't have a million businesses and not have 1,000,001 because of what she wanted. So I, said, okay, hey, well, let's do this. So
awesome.
my only, issue with it was, how can we help people? You know, I said I don't have a problem doing it, but I wanted to go hand in hand with everything else that I do. And so after looking at the numbers and just looking at some of the different things, you know, I looked and I said, wow, I said, you know what? I said, you know, we're able to, you know, pretty much do these services for half of what the normal, you know, going rate is. And that's what kind of, you know, made me more excited, you know, because at first I'm like, dude, I ain't better mess with no. But anyway, you know, so I don't want to say, you know, dead bodies on. Oh, I said it already. Anyway, you know, I didn't want to, you know, deal with, you know, that type of, you know, industry. Well, I guess you couldn't have told me in a million years that I would be in this particular industry. But I will say this. I mean, since I've been in it, I mean, I have found it very heartwarming. We have seen some heart-wrenching stories. I mean, unfortunately, you know, I mean, the violence is not just plaguing Chicago, but it's plaguing the south suburbs, and some of these stories are horrible. I mean, you know, I mean, I'm just finding out more and more stuff. I mean, depression is real. I mean, we've had, you know, young people that have committed, you know, suicide. I mean, very successful, you know, and so it's just it's making me look at things differently. I mean, I'm looking at young men, 16, 17, 18 years old, that are being gunned down, and you know, and then even younger men coming to the funerals. I mean, you're talking about 15, 16, 17 years old. It's like you're looking like, where are the parents? I mean, we just did a funeral for a young man a few days ago, and it was so sad. I mean, I made a Facebook post about this, speaking to the young man's father while we were making arrangements, and just the statement that he made, you know, just it didn't sit well with me. He said, "Hey, look," he said, "letting you know now, I don't have a lot of money to work with." He said, "I'm not going to spend a lot of money on this kid because," he said, "I got 3 other ones that I'm going to have to possibly bury," and that was deep. You know, and it's just, it hit me like, wow, like, you know, a lot of these kids, they don't have anything to live for. And so that's the reason why people always ask, like, man, why do you go so hard? Why do you do this? Because if I can open up a business and I can save one youth, save 2, it's worth it, you know. And so that's my goal, is to try to employ these youth, try to, you know, bring some type of inspiration back. You know, I mean, when I was coming up, I mean, you know, we were raised by the community. You know, it wasn't just, you know, mom and dad. It was the community. It's like, hey, if they weren't around, guess what? You know, Sister Lily next door was, you know, giving us a whooping. Or we were going to school, hey, they pull out a twitch. And a lot of that stuff has become, you know, against the law now. And I think that has a lot to do with the violence that has plagued Chicago.
Wow. Was that not a mouthful?
It was. And I didn't even write it. See, I didn't even got a script like you.
Wow, that's a lot. Bless your heart. So let me ask you this. So where are you from? Let us give us a little background. Like, how did you even get into all this stuff? What was your motivation, or was your parents entrepreneurs, or like what was the starting point for you to continue to just go and grow?
Well, I was born in Mississippi as a sharecropper. No, I'm joking. I actually was. I actually was. I mean, that's normally the normal stories. I mean, it was like a Willie Wilson moment. But anyway, I'm sorry. Okay, hey, listen. I used to work for Willie. Okay. That's my man. Okay. But anyway, you know, actually, a lot of the things I do, you know, I constituted him. I mean, I, you know, look up to a lot of things that he does in the community, and hats off. So, but no, I was born and raised on the west side of Chicago.
West side?
So I have been able to see both sides of the spectrum. When I was 12, 13, my dad, we moved to the south suburbs, Country Club Hills. And so and it was because of the violence and, you know, just not being able to live the life that my dad wanted for us. But the good part of it is that he never, even when we moved, kept us away. My dad was a giver. He's always been a giver. We used to have to feed the homeless on the weekend. I mean, we're getting up doing stuff in the community, giving clothes to the homeless and things like that. So I do constitute a lot of what I do, you know, to my dad, as far as me being a giver. You know, growing up, you don't understand it. It's like, oh, why we gotta go? You know, it's like, but it teaches you the importance of things, and it teaches you to be appreciative for the things that you have. And so, you know, so being able to have both, you know, the city life and the suburban life, I feel like it has, you know, allowed me to be able to not only appreciate what I've had, but, you know, be able to give and understand, you know, some of the less fortunate situations.
Awesome. Wow. I forgot my next question. So brothers and sisters?
I do. I have 2 sisters.
Okay.
Nope. I'm sorry. Let me, because they probably watching, and they gonna say something. I have 4 sisters.
Okay. There you go.
Okay.
Now you talk.
I have 4 sisters,
Make it plain.
2 older sisters and 2 younger sisters. And so yeah, I grew up in a house full of women, and Lord knows.
Hold it. Watch it.
I'm just man.
Watch
That was interesting,
Okay.
you know. But luckily my dad took me to work with him every day, made me work with him, so I didn't have to deal with the stress and drama of being at home with a bunch of women.
So with all this going on, I don't think you mentioned anything about cooking. So who does that? Does the fiance do the cooking?
I know how to throw down too.
I was just.
I don't have a choice. I just told you I was raised in a house full of women.
You
so
said that. So I was like saying to myself, like, he never mentioned cooking.
Yeah, I can throw down. I can cook. I mean, I'm a chef boy. I'm opening up a restaurant next week. But
like a real chef or real chef?
Yeah,
Not like the hot dog chef.
No, I know I do all this. I make the best macaroni you have ever, would have ever tasted.
Y'all hear that? Okay.
The best.
So you know what? You got a party coming up, right?
I do.
And I think I RSVP. So is it possible I can get like a space where I can just like really sit down and not have to stand up all day? Because you go to parties and they have you standing up all day, and I just want to be able to sit down and enjoy myself. So do you have that set up for me?
No problem.
Sure?
I got you.
Because I don't want to get there and they be like, "Oh, you not."
Yeah, so
You're not on the list.
I do actually. It's gonna be my 35th birthday.
35.
35.
He still got milk behind his ears, y'all.
I do. It's
Come
not
on, sharecropper.
It's tomatoes. But I'm actually gonna be throwing a big party. I'm working on some celebrity guests. I'm not gonna say names yet until they're confirmed. They'll be announced pretty soon, but it's gonna be dope. So make sure you guys come out. Go to my Facebook page, hit the button, because I'm letting you know now. After a certain amount of people, it's gonna be cut off because I'm not paying for a bigger venue. So
do you have to RSVP?
You have to RSVP,
Okay.
because
I
if you
think
don't
I got
RSVP, depending on the venue, unless I acquire a bigger location, but it's gonna be nice. Just trust me, you're not gonna want to miss it. So
Well, our time is winding out, and so I always ask my guests if you want to give a special shout out to someone.
I think I did all my shout outs.
Oh, okay.
I talked about my family and everything, but also look. I know y'all probably like, man, I'm watching this live, and he told me that he was going to give away, because I got a gas giveaway that I'm doing, and I actually have a credit voucher giveaway that I'm doing as well. So, after the show, I'm going live again to announce the winner, because there were so many submissions that I really don't know the name, so just FYI. But that's it.
Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, my son is on the other side doing what he do best. Thank Can TV for allowing me this platform, and thank you, Mr. Walker, for taking time out of your busy schedule. I appreciate your fiance giving you the time to come and grace my little studio time. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, and I got a forever friend. How can I not? You hear all the stuff you got going? So until then, y'all, see y'all next week.